computer. So good morning, good morning, good morning. It's 10 o'clock and I'm super excited about this inaugural wellness summit, Glow from Burnout to Brilliance. This is, our first one. So get ready. There may be lots of glitches and that's okay because this is about not being perfect. Not being perfect is perfect, in fact. So good morning, whoever is popping in now. So I just wanted to say hello to everybody. Welcome to our virtual wellness summit, Glow from Burnout to Brilliance. And I'm so grateful to have you all here today. So from wherever you're joining us, in our busy lives, it's easy to feel like we're just, hold on, I'm going to admit a couple more people here. It's easy to feel like we're just getting by, we're moving from one thing to the next, and sometimes that leads us to burnout. But today we're taking the time to pause, to reconnect, and explore what it means to truly glow from within. So this summit is about more than just self-care. It's about finding balance and creating rituals that nourish us on a deeper level. So especially as we head into these darker months, we have an amazing lineup of speakers who are going to bring their own unique approach to wellness and guide us through these darker months ahead. So we'll be exploring today, right now, the first one, Reiki and chakra healing. Then later on, we also have breath work and holistic nutrition and yoga, manifestation and tarot, and so much more. So each of the practices that we're going to hear about offer something powerful, and our goal is to share these insights and tools so that you can incorporate into your life just to stay in your own inner brilliance. So today, this morning, hopefully you've got a cup of tea or something keeping you warm. I know somebody on here already is not feeling so well, but thank you so much, Sarah, for being there, even though you're, in bed. So I hope you've got a cup of tea for yourself. And I'm admitting a few more people here. And so today our first speaker is going to be, hold on, a couple more coming in. Maybe I should take a minute to let a few
I was
people.
going to say, maybe just give it a couple more minutes and just.
Yeah, I'm going to give a few minutes for a few last minute scragglers that are heading in we'll start more at good morning, Isabel and Monica and Sequoia and Kayla and Charlene. Welcome, Sarah. So it's so great that you guys are here and participating on this summit. This morning we do have Reiki and chakra work, which is an amazing combination that they, I guess, do or don't have to go together necessarily. But we'll let Tara explain that more to us. And Tara, she brings ancient practice of Reiki, and she focuses on healing and balancing the body's energy centers. And these modalities can help clear blockages, bringing us back to the state of calm and alignment. So good morning, everybody. The more you participate, the happier we are as well. And there will be a draw for one free entry to the sauna, infrared sauna. So keep participating so that we know you're there. And the more you participate, the more chances your name will go in and you'll get, participation points. So feel free to join in your chats with us. So I'm going to introduce you. I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to introduce you to Tara, and she'll maybe briefly explain what Reiki and chakra healing are and how they work together or don't work together. So I'm going to send it over to Tara. Welcome, 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 Tara. Thank you so much for being here this morning. And good morning, everybody who's with us today.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining. This is first time doing this kind of summit and presentation about this. So thank you for your patience. If there's a couple of glitches, it's all part of life, right? Life isn't perfect. So take a deep breath. I think just to start our morning with nice, and I think every type of practice, everybody likes to start off with like a deep breath and breathe out. So Reiki is a Japanese a technique, a form of healing. Now, I know that we're off camera, but you can still put your hand up. Anybody who is aware of Reiki or has experienced Reiki, could you put a hand up? Or maybe you can't do that with camera off. Can you put it in the chat? Oh, yes, you can. Perfect. So, fabulous. I know Monica has. I know that for a fact.
Sequoia has as well, she says. And
yes. Perfect. Okay. So, Reiki allows the life force. It is a life force, it's an energy. And so when I practice Reiki, I ask my angels and my guides, which is not part of Reiki, but it's my belief system, to help me draw energy through me. So Reiki is opening up my senses to the universe. And when that comes in, it flows through me. A misconception with Reiki is that you take on those energies. So a lot of people say, like, I've got a headache. Oh, I don't want you to get it. Or I'm not feeling well. I don't want you to get it. As a Reiki practitioner, as we ground before each session, we do not absorb some of those set things. We allow it to flow through us. It's coming in through me and to you. So it's never coming this way. It flows in and it goes from my hands to you. So I'm never taking anything on. And afterwards, I ground myself again just to make sure that no residual energies are hanging around, because there's sometimes some residual energies that are a little sticky. So I do another grounding. Grounding is one of the key points, and it's part of the chakras. So when I'm doing Reiki, the energy in our body is connected to all of our chakras. We have 7 chakras. And I'm going to do a hands up again. Who's aware of chakras? So it'll just give me a point. There we go. Fabulous. Okay. Oh, great. Okay. So we have 7 chakras for those who are maybe not familiar or can't get to put your hands up or not. There's 7. You have your root, you have your sacral, you have your solar plexus, your heart, your throat, your third eye, and then you connect to the spirit. So as I'm going to be going through, Reiki helps clear, because these energy points can get cluttered. So Reiki helps clear and balance them and kind of filters them, I guess you can say, because they can get mucky. It's just kind of like if you have a clear glass of water and you start putting a whole bunch of stuff into the water, it starts to lose its clarity, right? So, and each chakra has a different color. So I will also focus on those colors. So the first color is the root chakra, which is red. And so this is our root, this is our grounding. Now, what's interesting about this, I mean, they're all interesting, but what's interesting is that it's where our belief systems come from. So it's our root chakra is our home base, right? So it's our parents, it's how we grew up. It's, what belief systems did we hear? Do you have to work hard for your money? You've got to always, oh, bad things happen in threes. All those little belief systems that come through, like for myself, we're a huggy family and I thought everybody hugged, right? So those are little things that are belief systems that, you are brought up with. And that is your root chakra. That is also your logic, your order, and your structure. So, because it's your base, if you think of it as like like a foundation of a house, right? It is your root. So it is your foundation. And this is where you can draw in to get your energy from the earth to help draw it up to you. Now, there are questions. Now, does anybody, I just wanted to know what the feel was because there are questions that can help you work with each chakra. So I can ask them and you guys can put them in the chat or I can send them later. So it's like, because, you know, which belief patterns, which that you inherited from your family. If you could just name one, what's a belief? I just mentioned a couple. What's
So,
one?
so I'll just say, based on what you've actually just said, Tara, is that your belief system in your root was that everybody hugs, right? So that was actually very interesting that you pointed that specific one out, because in my family, we were not a hugging family. My dad was the type that would like tap you on the head, like good girl kind of concept, you know? So the hugging is something that's not innate in my root system. But can you talk a little bit about the point that even though it's not innate in you, it's maybe something through energy work and a lot of this other deep work that you can change and transmute some of those root systems and learn to grow and develop what may not have been something that you originally felt was part of your upbringing.
Okay. So actually to do that, I'll go through the other chakras because they all link together. Okay. So your second chakra is your sacral, which is where your family, you go from family to individual because it's where your intestines are, your lower intestines, your lower vertebrae, right? So this is where you start to support you, your bladder, your pelvis, your hips. It's your movement of you. So you start coming into you in this one. So this is where your creativity comes from. And your creativity is where you can change your root. So they're all linked. So it's your choice of like where you want to go in life. So you're like, no, I don't like that. This is where the choice factor comes in, is in the root, in the sacral chakra. So just remember that anything positive or negative belief system will produce a result.
Yeah,
So
Stephanie said
whatever,
logic trumps emotion. That was her
yep,
comment.
yep. So it's all, so it's like if we get, and then if we go up into the solar plexus, that is where you start getting into your personal power. So if you, for myself, and I know a lot of people, when they don't feel in control, their stomach gets upset. So that goes in the upper intestines and lower intestines, which affects your creativity, which affects your root because you have to go to the bathroom, right? So they're all linking together. And your personal power is also when you go from your individual and you start going into more of the ego, the self. What do I want? What do I need? Where do I want to go? You
Mm.
know, what is good for me? This was not good for my family, but I would like to start introducing hugs. I would like to introduce change. So this is where we're going. Okay, great. This is, where do we want to go? How do we want to change? Like, I feel good doing this. Go back into the second chakra and like, how can I create this?
Mhm.
How can I bring this into my life? Creativity isn't just about being an artist. It's creativity of how we can organize our day, how we can recreate our thoughts into bringing these good things into our life, the things that we want to do and the things we don't want in our life. We can be creative of like, okay, no, I don't really want that. I'm not going to have a bag of chips. I'm going to have a fruit. Creative thinking, believe it or not. And it's a choice. And that's where choice comes from, the sacral, and it goes into, and it builds your personal power. So we're building up, right? It's also, we're moving away from the inherited beliefs because we're choosing ourselves. So some of these things, when this isn't kind of aligned, we can feel that this is where we, because of the ego, we don't want to look foolish, we're scared, we're fear of rejection. So this is where all this starts to come in, right? So we can, it all starts to mingle. And this is how Reiki helps clear these things. It kind of declutters the things that you are willing to no longer serve in your life, because these are choices. So
So
if we
you speak onto that. The Reiki, it's basically you're putting energy within the field of the person's aura. Is that how you would describe?
no,
No. So yeah,
no.
can you?
Okay, so when I call in the energy most that you can do a hands-on, but I or hands off where the hands are just hovering, but I prefer to do hands-on. The energy flows through me and into your body. I do not have an objective to where the energy goes. Your innate self will direct the energy. So you could come in because you're heartbroken because of whatever has happened in your life and you want to heal that. The energy might not go into there. The energy might go into the stomach and you start feeling like your warm stomach. It's the energy flows through me into you as your innate self wants. I come in with no objective. Even if I've worked with people saying that they want to work on something, and at the end of the session, they have felt the energy in other places. They felt it on their back, they felt it on their head, they felt it in their eyes. So it goes in through there and it works magic. It's a magical feeling, and a lot of people have said it just feels like love. So you just feel like you've just lied there and you wake up and you open your eyes because your eyes are usually closed. Most people are more comfortable during a Reiki session lying down with their eyes closed, and the Reiki just flows through you. And it's almost like having an internal massage because the energy is just going through you. So, right? It's not like a rush of it. It's slowly going from my hands into you as I position my hands on different parts of your body. I start off with your head and I go to your chest, and then I go to your solar plexus and I keep on going down. I go down your legs because your legs are part of your root system and your legs are where you carry yourself in life, right? So a lot of times, because of my clairvoyancy, I will see things as I'm going through this and I will see different patterns in the legs. Like I can see somebody like trying to swim or feeling stuck. Thank you, Isabel. Um, so it's when I get to the legs, like I'll feel different energies. If somebody, I said to someone, I said, "Do you have restless leg syndrome?" after the session. And she said, yes. And that had actually helped to calm it down. It helped calm the nerves down. It helps relax you,
Mhm.
right? Reiki helps your nerves because your nerves are in your stomach. It helps relax that. It brings calmness. It allows you to release some of that jittery energy. It allows you to ground yourself, to go into your body. So, because in a society, we live so much on a screen and outside things, Reiki allows you to bring all the energy inside and focus on those inside energies.
Yeah, and I've seen this chart where if your chakra energies are off, like you're in alignment in a perfect line, but when your chakra energies are off, they've done these things that are like via color that shows that that's like it can be shifted down your body, like off centered, And then when you're realigned, that color wave sort of goes back into that alignment. So you can actually see that there's these techniques that you can see that when your chakras are off, that they're really not in alignment. That's what we're talking about, that you're bringing this alignment back to people, right?
Exactly. So, most often I'll do it sideways. Your chakras go out the front and the back. So you can't really see, but it'll go out the front. It's like a cone going out, and it's a cone going out in the back. So sometimes what can happen is because of this misalignment, it's not flowing as fast. So it's if you imagine water going down a sink, that's how the pattern goes. So that's how it flows, right? It's not just a cone. It's got energy flowing. Everything's in motion. So the colors, if we aren't in alignment, the patterns can be off. The colors could be different. Like it could be a brown in the orange because the root is red, sacral is orange, solar plexus is yellow, heart is green. You've got your throat. your violet, and light blue. It goes up to these two will vary depending on which chakra work you work with. Sometimes there'll be like a light violet for a violet flame. Sometimes there'll be a light blue. Sometimes there'll be purple. It depends on which one you deal with.
Oh,
Like if you're looking it up, which chart, each chart will be different because everybody's got a different opinion of what that color, but it's your connection to spirit. So when those are off or out of alignment, those colors merge, right? Because our ego is trying to work with our our root chakra, and so those colors merge. So when doing Reiki, now unfortunately, unless you are certified to do Reiki and you're initialized into it, you can't do Reiki on yourself, but you can do work on your chakras. So you can do work on that to help you get these energies flowing.
right, right. So do you have any tips then, since we're talking about how our participants can bring some of these ideas to themselves as a glow up? Can you give us one or two tips on what you can do to help yourself with your chakras?
So one of the things
That's
that,
brilliant.
what's that?
Go from this burnout to brilliance. What can we do in the fall to work on our chakras?
Okay, well, so one of the things is there are, before we start working within ourselves, sometimes it helps us to have something to energize us, and that can be crystals. Crystals in either color of each chakra can help you. So jasper can help you with your roots. Carmelian, I always forget. I always get caught on that. It's my favorite stone, and I can never say the name.
Carnelian.
Carnelian, that's it.
Carnelian. Yeah.
And then there's citron for your ego, for your solar plexus. There's jasper for the heart. There is blue quartz
Rose
or blue
quartz too, right? Rose quartz, although it's not
rose
green.
quartz. Yep.
Rose, not green, but it's still a great heart.
Yes.
One of my
It's
favorites.
it's beautiful. And they say amethyst, but amethyst can be used for the heart or for your crown. And anything that's a blue stone for your throat. So I like there's blue quartz. I have an angel quartz so that I use on with my throat, and I carry them with me daily. Whatever one is calling for me, I have several crystals laid out, and whichever ones I have smaller ones that I keep in my pockets, and I sometimes put them in my bra, depending on what I'm wearing, and I carry them with me, and it helps me keep I don't guess. Like, okay, if I'm going to be doing a presentation, I bring something blue so that I can be authentically me. So, and that helps bring out your root chakra. So, if you're if you feel burnt out, where are you closed off in your throat chakra? Where are you not talking to yourself? How are your thoughts in your brain? How are you speaking to yourself? How are you speaking to others? And how are you allowing others to speak to you? Because we teach others how to treat us. And that's kind of a hard lesson sometimes. If somebody's not treating us nice, what are we allowing into our life? We need to place a boundary. So, in the heart chakra, if that heart is hurting, where are we not giving ourselves self love throughout the winter? What can you do? They don't have to be complicated things to give yourself self love, right? You can do a bubble bath. Sarah's giving herself, I think, a day of rest, even though her body kind of forced her into it. She's giving herself a day of rest, and she's feeding herself love through watching this and listening to it. You're ingesting the love and the Reiki, right? So you're bringing it in. Exactly. So that's how. So we're speaking of the throat, of, how we can speak to ourselves, how we can speak to others. Singing clears your vibrations beautifully. That also is the throat chakra. It's the heart chakra. It's the creativity, right? Because you're singing. So, and it's also bringing the energy from you don't have to have a beautiful voice. You can sing in the shower if you want. Sing anytime you like, right?
I sing, and my kids tell me I have the worst voice. They always tell me, "Mom, can you please stop singing?" And I'm like, "No, you are not dimming my light. Like I am singing because I want to sing, and I don't care how it sounds." I could take some singing lessons, but it definitely it definitely like warms your own body up, like you're helping yourself to feel a little bit lighter and brighter when you sing.
Yep. The other thing you can do is dance. Any sort of dance. You can jump up and down, shake, all that gets the energies moving in your body. And as you flick your hands and shake your feet, and flick them out, that helps the energy flow through your body and release what it no longer needs as well. So I know that Wilma has some events that is dancing.
Yes, and qigong does that too.
Yeah.
Qigong, they do a lot of movement to shift the energy via movement like that.
So you can do it there or at home. Just find, I don't know, an 80s song or a 70s song or a big band, any type of, and I'm getting this music coming in, so somebody must be thinking about that. So any type of music and just dance and have fun, right? Um, for your root chakra, I find the oils like wood scent oil. I think there is, I'm just trying to think, like cedarwood, patchouli, there's sandalwood. Sandalwood is one of my favorites. And if you put that on a tissue, it takes 7 seconds for your brain to change the thought pattern. So you're immediately grounding. So, and what I have done to help me is that because I didn't want to wear it because it can be very strong on you. And sometimes you don't have the accessibility at work or wherever we are to have like one of those diffusers, is I just put a couple of drops on a tissue
Mhm.
and I've just put the tissue by my computer at work or I put it in my car and it just naturally, you smell it and it naturally works itself.
Mhm.
Because, and then if you need extra, then I just wave it in front of my face and it's just like, whoomp, I'm right back into the present moment. And that's grounding is being in the present moment. So
Mhm.
those are different ways that you can, however you choose to do these little things, you do them consistently. If you go for a walk, concentrate on your foot, hearing your footsteps, take your earbuds out and listen to your footsteps. That's grounding. That's being in the now. Do you hear any birds? What do you see? That's bringing your energy back. That's also being creative. So you're opening up your sacral, you know, and your heart chakras, you listen and you see the beauty around us, right? You can see like a sunrise or a sunset, or, I have bunny rabbits that are all over all over where I live. And I look for the bunny rabbits all the time because they bring me joy. It's my heart,
Mhm.
right? So those are different ways that we can. Meditation opens up our third eye and it also brings us into a connection, also helps us with our root because it connects us to the earth and it brings us back into our body.
Mm. One of
So
my
those are,
favorite oils, speaking of oils, is frankincense. Uh,
yes.
Frankincense is like to me like an old like spiritual, like whether it's a church or whatever, but those old incense sort of scent. The frankincense to me is so grounding, and they even say it's good with kids that have like ADHD, and it's super 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 calming. So I also, what I've done is you can prepare like a little roller bottle. You put some fractionated coconut oil in the roller bottle, and then 4 or 5 drops of whichever oil, the cedar or any one. Vetiver is really good for grounding too. And you can put it in a roller bottle. So then you just, like a perfume, instead of using perfume, you just round it on your arms and rub it on your neck. And anytime you just pull that out, and you can actually, I think this kind of a little bottle, you see? So you just fill it with the oil, and then you just, and you're good to go. So that's a little,
Also,
another tip for that.
yeah. One of the things that you mentioned, frankincense, and we all, if you think about it, we associate church, and it's actually frankincense. It actually works with your spiritual connection. So if you want to open that up, that's what's frankincense will help you with. So it opens you up to your spirituality, which is, when you think about it, that's what they had in churches, when they have the incense in the Greek Orthodox, they'll have that and they'll wave it around. So, but it's also for opening up your connection. Doesn't have to be religious. Your connection to the universe is whatever your connection to the universe is. There is no kind of like it's your choice. There's no
Yeah,
kind of
yeah. I wanted to speak to that actually at one point, and it's a good point you're making. It's uh, people say spirit, or some people have a hard time with the idea of spirit or connection, or it doesn't have to be religious, but it's just, for me, it's anything outside of our physical body is the connection to the universe. So whatever you want to believe in your own vision, what that is, for me, it's anything outside of my physical body. So anything that is like energetic, the field around me, that to me is spirit, source. That's how I look at it personally. But
yeah,
everybody else.
exactly. You anything for myself, and I'll speak for myself, and my spirituality is just my connection for energy. That's like you said, that's outside of us. This is like 3D, this is 5D. So it's all my senses. Like when we get like a feeling, a gut reaction, like, oh, I don't know, I just have a feeling, that is part of, for me, that's part of my spirituality. That's because that's not, it's nothing physical. It's just a feeling. And when that comes in, that is my spirituality. So different people feel it different ways, and people have different ways of speaking it, calling it. You can call it vibe, you can call it universe, you can call it the divine, you can just call it your vibe. It's whatever resonates with you, right? So for me, I call it my divine, I call it my universe. So and I connect with it because it connects me. The way I feel it is that it connects me with everybody because we're all interconnected. We're all feeling different things. We all feel, right? So for me, when I connect to that universe, and I'm connecting when I'm doing my Reiki, I feel that I am connecting with everybody. So it's not just one person's will, it's everybody. So just kind of went off on a tangent there, but
No, but can you explain that? Because you do group Reiki at Welma. And so can you explain like the dynamic of doing it in a group versus the individual one-on-one, which you also do the individual, but can you sort of describe a bit the
yeah.
energy or the difference between a group versus an individual session?
So an individual session will be you lie down and it's for an hour. So, and that's just solely on you. And actually, I do it here. And then, but I've also done it at Welma as a private session, and you can have Susan do the music, which is beautiful. But when I do it as a group, the difference is that as soon as I've opened the session, meaning that everybody is seated down, everybody's relaxed, I ask my guides to help me, and I do Reiki symbols, and I open the session so that the room is now filled with Reiki. So I am not only giving Reiki to an individual person, but it's also Reiki is happening throughout the room. So even though when my hands are not on that person, it's still continuously flowing in. It's not, it just doesn't stop. It's not like a tap and once I open it, it's flowing and it's flowing. So it's kind of like little raindrops, the soft ones that'll come down, like little mist. So it's surrounding everybody and it's giving everybody love. So, and I feel that when I'm doing it, everybody's I can feel a collective energy and I can also feel an individual energy. So when I'm doing it that way, again, I don't have an objective. Everybody has their own individual need of what they need. And there's times where I'll be called upon to put my hand on their chest, whereas somebody else might be to put my hand on their stomach because they felt that. And my hands will heat up when I'm doing the work. So if my hands heat up, that is where your body needs it. And there's sometimes I have a reason and there's sometimes I don't. So a lot of people say when you put your hands on my head, it heated up. Chances are there were a lot of thoughts like, oh, shouldn't be thinking anything. I should be meditating. Oh, I can't, don't think that. Oh no, I can't think. And all that. And then my hands just heat up. So, and it just allows you, and the heat allows people to relax. So it's not something, it's just something that naturally happened for me. And it allows people to relax into it and allow the energy to flow. It's like taking a nice hot bath. You get in, you're like, ah. Oh. So when the heat flows, so when I'm going around from different person to person, it depends on what that person or that individual needs. And I'm just called upon it. And that's where I give it.
Mhm. Yeah, I have to say when I've been with you and I've done the group one, anytime you put your hand here, I know like I've got like a blockage right there, and I can it's like a weight, and I feel like I need to take a deep breath to allow that to that's my blockage, you know? It's fascinating.
So it's each person is different and each person will feel it differently. And after each session, it's up to if that person would like to share what they felt, they can. And if anybody would like, then I share what I see as well. But it's all in an individual thing. Some people will see colors, some people will feel a lot of heat, some people will see things. Some people will get the answer they're looking for. Like Susan is aware that it's her heart that's kind of sometimes feels blocked. So it's all the energy is going through there. It
I
will
think,
not
yes,
break
sorry, I
anything
think
open.
somebody has their speaker opened if whoever's not muted themselves, because there's an echo happening.
I think you can do that if you go in through the chat session, then I think you can go in and mute them.
Okay, well, I'll let you
Okay. So I don't know where I was, just a moment.
Marilyn. Okay, go ahead.
I'm just trying to remember where I was. So yeah, so individual sessions, it's you're not going when I'm giving that energy, it's not going to like break you open. You're not broken. It's just giving you energy to do what you need to do, whether that is to look within yourself to find your answers, to take action, to make the changes that you need or would like. These actions can be as big or as small. It could be drinking, like I need to drink another glass of water, which will give you more energy, which will lead to something else and something else. Reiki just gives you the energy you need. I had one of my clients, I did energy work on her, and all of a sudden she had the energy, not just physical energy, but the actual emotional energy to go through her parents' things. Her parents had died 5 years separately, but she had inherited boxes from them and never gone through them because it was too overwhelming and never had the energy. After 2 sessions of doing Reiki, she was like, she texted me, she said, "Is this what it's about?" And I said, "Yes, it's getting through, uncluttering everything within you and giving you the energy. Because as soon as you're not all cluttered, the energy will flow smoother through you, which gives you more energy for you to do whatever you like. It may be to read a book, write a book, maybe just to sit quietly in a park because you can't, because the thoughts are going too randomly in your head. There's all these things that it can do. It brings you just its peace of mind. And I think a lot of people have said that after a session is that they just feel so peaceful afterwards.
Mhm, mhm. Beautiful. Yeah.
Does anybody have any questions? Great, we got a quiet bunch.
Can you talk a
So
little bit about this
actually,
particular room, the
I was going to
hunter
give an
room?
affirmation. Whoever would
Oh,
like an affirmation for each. So for the root chakra is I am supported at all times. So if anybody needs a root chakra, I am supported at all times, because that is our belief that the universe is helping us, right? So an affirmation for the sacral chakra is I am a creative being and free to express myself. So I am a creative being and am free to express myself.
Sam
However
asked
you
a
choose.
question. She says, but if we doubt our root with a question.
if we doubt our root, you doubt that you are supported, then I would recommend finding little ways to how you can feel supported. And without more information, that's about as broad as I can. How can you do to make yourself feel supported? Go into a safe place. Um, if your bed is safe, then that's when, try doing a meditation on your bed because that'll bring safety. If a warm cup of tea brings you safety, then you have a nice, because it gives you warmth. You put your hands on the mug of tea, it brings warmth into you. Having some chicken noodle soup brings you safety, right? It's make wherever you feel safe as where you're going to feel grounded. I'm not sure if that helps. So for the solar plexus, I am worthy of enjoying life, or I will see that I am strong. So these are affirmations. So you can say, I am strong. I am worthy of enjoying life. The heart chakra is I have unconditional love and compassion for myself and others. Now, I like this statement because it puts myself first. We have to give love to ourselves first before we can give to others. When we're on an airplane, they say always put on your oxygen mask first before helping others, because if you pass out, you're not going to be able to help the person beside you. So you need to look after yourself. And if that has to come in any shape, way, or form, you know, giving love and compassion to yourself is maybe giving yourself a half hour to yourself while you go for a walk, have a cup of tea. I like tea, so you're going to hear tea a lot. So, but that's how I give myself quiet time. You know, it's just sitting there and enjoying it and just sipping it. And it doesn't matter whether it's green or chai or black, or it doesn't matter. I just enjoy something warm. The throat chakra, I have my own voice and have meaningful words to share. This is very important because sometimes we doubt, oh, nobody wants to hear that. Oh, that's not important, or this, that. So we are important. I have my own voice and have meaningful words to share.
And on that point, I see you're wearing like a lovely blue top. So even our clothing, if you're feeling some way like that could be a beautiful expression to yourself. So like I'm wearing, this orange and you're wearing that turquoise. It just made me think that's a way of tapping into where you're feeling maybe a little bit low in an energy. You can just wear a color that amplifies that energy.
Absolutely. And it was funny because while I was driving here, I didn't realize that I'd chosen blue, and purposely I was like, "Oh, the color blue is for the throat chakra." And I'm speaking here today, right? So my innate self chose that color.
Yeah. So, and Sequoia says that I paint my toenails different colors for the energy, which is true. Because when your toes have this color, you look at them. You're looking at your own toes, so it makes your toes, your nails, whatever. I don't do my nails because they always look a mess. But my toes definitely. When I have seasons, I go with the seasons also.
Yeah. So, and for your third eye, the affirmation is, I am open and willing to see and allow that which is best. So I am open and willing to see and allow that which is best.
Yeah, and
And last but not least,
that statement of that which is best is interesting because it's not what you have already defined for yourself. That's allowing something even bigger than what you can imagine for yourself, because what
yep,
is best may be bigger than your own thoughts, right?
exactly. It's for what's best. And sometimes what we think is best and what is best for us sometimes are two different things. So the universe provides us what is best.
Mhm.
And last but not least, I am one with my higher self. I am one with my creator. So, it's not a separate, it's all us. We are connected. And those are my affirmations.
That's
So
amazing. Thank you.
thank you, everyone, for joining us. Does anybody have any questions? We're coming time to, I think that we'll be signing off. So I just wanted to, yes, when do I mention
Yeah.
the video that I have prepared?
Right. So that's what I was just going to ask you, Tara. How can people find you? I know they're going to receive a little email at the end after the 2 days are done, but tell us how we can find you and let us know you've prepared a little something that if they shoot you an email, you have a little offering for them. So why don't you?
I
That is.
I do. So you can reach me at my email address at tctownend. So I'll put it in the chat for the moment so that you can copy and paste. So tctownend@yahoo.com. And I will be more than happy to share I did a video of the Hunter's full moon illumination oracle reading. So it was a lot of fun to do, and I'm going to be doing more of those because I really enjoyed it. It took me completely out of my comfort zone, but I loved it. When I got into it, I just loved it. So
Yeah.
I'll be happy to send that to you, and because I have not posted it anywhere else, so you guys will be like my first, and then afterwards I'm going to post it live.
Yeah, thank you so much, Tara, for all of this insight on Reiki and chakra. And I know that you've been doing it for 20 years, so you have so much wisdom and experience and your energy is amazing, and you bring so much every time that you do provide your energy to the group or the collective or the individual. So thank you for sharing today in this summit. It really means a lot to me, and yeah, thank you so much for your goodness and your energy.
Thank you for reminding me. I didn't talk about myself. I just went right into the topic. So thank you for saying that. Just
Yeah.
completely forgot about me. But
20
as we
years.
said,
Yeah.
20
20,
years.
25? I don't know how long.
Wow. Oh, goodness. Ugh, it's about 25. I started practicing with Reiki probably about 30 years ago. So but my first initiation into Reiki, I think, was about 25, 28 years ago. So about that. So
Yeah.
definitely dating myself. Don't care. I love every minute of it.
Mhm. Well, so thank you, everybody. We're going to be back on at 11 o'clock. Our next speaker is Bianca, who is going to be talking about holistic food and medicinal herbs. So you can take a little pee break. You could just leave yourselves on if you want to. And then we will actually, yeah, I'm going to stop the
When
recording.
can they get the
Yeah,
recordings?
I'm going to stop the recording and then I'll start the recording again at 11 o'clock. So you can all just take a moment to go get that cup of tea that Tara was talking about, and then we'll see you back at 11.
When would other people be able to get the recording if they wanted to re-listen to it?
That's a good question. Since this is my first summit, I will figure that out. Hopefully after the 2 days are done, I'll be able to compile the recordings.
Okay, and send like on the website or an
No,
email.
it'll be direct via,
Perfect.
yeah.
All right. Well, thank you very much, everyone. Have a beautiful Saturday, and look forward to seeing you on via email.
Thanks,
Take
Tara.
care.
Thank you.
Susan.